Okay, so something tragic happened. I recorded this whole entire video. It was a beat from scratch, an Amir type beat and lunchbox type beat from scratch, and I checked the recordings today to edit them and they were corrupted. So I have to make another video. Unfortunately, that's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna show you today how I made this Amir type beat, and this is pretty similar to We Ain't He Say She Say by Lunchbox or Can't See by 800 Points. So that type of new jazz Amir type beat, I'm going to show you how to do that. And if you want to cop any of the kits that I use for any of my beats or any of my videos, as you can see, majority of the drum sounds come from my kits. So if you're interested, the top link in the description will lead you to all of my kits and you can purchase them there. And if not, that's cool. I actually have a free one too right here. It's called Isaac's Free Drum Kit. So if you would like to buy the big drum kits, then you have the option to do so, but there's also the free one as well if you want to cop that. And finally, fresh fade. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Starting off, I'm gonna play both of the chord or bass sounds that I have. So it sounds way more complicated than it really is. It's nothing too crazy. So if you look at these chords, they actually they don't look that insane or like too complicated. There's a specific chord progression in most of the Can't See. They use this specific chord progression, like this bass progression. So it's like almost 651, but there's this out of key note right here. That's very important for making 800 Points-esque type beats. And usually what I like to do if I'm making a beat like this, I like to start with the bass. When I made this beat yesterday, I literally started off by making the bass. So again, that progression, very important if you want to make this type of beat. I'm going to play the second chord sound by themselves as well. So in a lot of these types of beats, the Amir type of beat, I hear him do this thing right here. So he'll have the first two chords are kind of like normal if it's like a layer or something, and then he'll wait until the second bar starts to start the second or the third chord, if that makes sense. It doesn't go completely with this layer. I don't know. It makes it kind of bouncier, and I feel like that is also important if you're making this type of beat as well. And it doesn't really matter what kind of sounds you use for these chords. Maybe just like a sine kind of organ here. I'll show you how to make one real quick in Serum pretty easily. And if you want to do this in like Vital, I'm sure you can as well. So go to Serum, basic shapes, turn on these signs, both of these, and then add this sub sign as well. Pitch this one up and then go here, then click bend plus. It'll pop up like a little box and it's like the fifth one down. Then slide it up just a little bit and then place the filter on that oscillator, so B oscillator, and probably move it up like around here. It doesn't really matter. And I like to turn this one down a little bit along with this one. And you'll probably want to turn the entire sound down as well because it does tend to be pretty loud. And then come in here to the effects tab, click distortion, and then add down sample, and then maybe go like 18%. 18% is pretty good. And then turn the mix down to about 50%. And then now you have chords. So let me copy and paste and solo this, and I'll show you what this would sound like. So it's kind of like an organ sound that you'd hear in a lot of his beats. Yeah, that's the organ chord tutorial down. Now after that, I like to add some sort of like synth. So I'll play this sound that I added real quick. It's almost kind of like a lead, but at the same time, it's not. I don't really know how to explain it. And then on top of that, I like this preset in Surge called Old Fog. Surge XT is free, by the way, so literally you just look up Surge XT and you can download it, and then it's on your computer. Surge XT legit is just the sauce for new jazz I've seen. If you want to make good new jazz beats, but you don't know where to find melodies, then right here, honestly, Surge XT is the GOAT plugin, I will not lie. And also I'll go through the presets that I used for the other sounds as well, because I forgot to do that in the last video. This first sound right here, I searched up a preset called Sunday Organist in Surge XT. This is one of my favorite ones, and this is one I'll use a lot in these type of beats. And then this layer sound is kind of like venny type synth. I went into Maze's, bro, it's like hiding. Oh, okay. It was the Mint drum kit, Maze's Mint drum kit, and go into keys and then find this one right here. And I went into the settings and I turned the mod X down to about right here. But yeah, that's the preset I used for the layer and the Surge XT synth. I ended up picking out Retrofit from Flux. And then this next preset is called Old Fog. Again, yeah, I covered that, and I'll play this one real quick. As you can hear, it's kind of like a funky, just like weird type of sound. If you look into a lot of these sequences that you'll find in Surge XT, you'll find a bunch of these weird, like distorted, like kind of robotic kind of sounds. And then the bass, I just went into Purity, bass guitar, E-bass, 8. Okay, my shit said it was about to crash, but we're good now. And lastly, for this first section right here, I brought in a lead, and here's what it sounds like. And this is just a Serum lead. It looks really similar to the organ sound I made, but right here you can see I pitched the semitones up to 7. And then this next section right here, I added a main lead, like one of those ones that you'll hear in a lot of Amir prod type beats. Here's what it looks like in Serum. So obviously downsample and the filter, have the filter like reso off like this to make it sound like kind of weird. So, and then without it, it sounds like really basic, but with that you can, it just sounds like more funky, I guess. And there's a lot you can actually do with this as well. So let's say I take the envelope 2, put it on here, then it sounds like it's kind of like meowing, I guess, and you'll hear that a lot in new jazz type beats. And another thing that you can do to make it really sound like kind of funky is take this attack and move it up a little bit to like maybe 20. And it sounds even funkier. So yeah, there's just some extra like lead tips, lead sauce that you guys could use. But for this beat, I just kind of left it how it is, maybe about like right there, I think. And I'll play the whole lead real quick. So really simple. Again, last video I mentioned that if you have a really good bass melody, a simple lead will sound great. And legit, any lead can sound completely different depending on like a chord progression. So if this was like just different, if it was different than this and it was like more basic, then it would sound more the lead would sound more basic. But since it's so crazy, the lead will sound, it'll sound like way more complicated than it actually is. So let me play it with the entire melody. I don't know if that really made sense, but if it helps you, then great. If it didn't, then RIP. Now let's move on to the drums. For me, this is kind of simple, but there's a specific bounce with your hi-hats that you can do, and like, I don't know. Here, I'll just play it all real quick. So I'm not gonna go like way in depth in like picking out every single sound and like showing you every single little thing, because honestly the most hard part of new jazz is the melody, easily. For this, I'll just show you like the 808s. Like I have this Amir prod 808. Like you'll hear this in a bunch of 800 points beats. And then this 808 from my kit, it's called Dark, and I just turn the attack up. And make sure when you do this you kind of lined it up right, because sometimes, let's see, if it's just like random, then you'll hear that like real clicky sound. If you line this up properly, then it'll sound like, see, let's try right there. So yeah, it'll sound like less punchy at the beginning and there won't be so much and finally, I just added this really simple 808, another one from my kit. I turned the highs up a lot on this one, so there's the EQ, and then just a normal CTM 808 at the end of every 2 bars. Wait, no, at the end of every 4 bars. Rest of the drums, I'll show you the hi-hats individually real quick. So I almost kind of have like a drill type setup going. In normal drill, you'd move these 2 notes over, but to add like kind of extra bounce, I just moved these over 1, and it sounds a little bit cooler in my opinion. And for the clap, I just have like a really default clap, but I cloned it and then I added like a bunch of delay, like Serum FX delay on it. So here's the delay preset, and it'll sound like this. And then after that, I just have a couple of like random filler sounds. This open hat right here, you'll hear a lot in specifically the album New Jazz by Lunchbox. But yeah, and then after that, I added this ride, and then this weird sort of like slap kind of sounding snare, like something you'd hear out of like a cartoon or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this helped. Obviously, I wanted this to be a raw cook-up, and it was, but you know, stuff happened. I hope that this still brought you some value, and legit let me know what I could do better about these, because I want to help you get better at making beats, because this is something that I would have needed in the past, and it would have helped me tremendously. Again, I hope that can do the same for you. If you made it this far, comment rise up so I know that you're a true supporter and a true OG. Again, I think the plan right now is that my second type type beat channel will just become my main type beat channel. So if you want type beats, then that'll be the place to go. And I'm gonna permanently make this the kind of tutorial guide channel, and I'm gonna aim to post about 3 times every week or once every 3 days. So yeah, again, let me know what I could do better, and let me know what you want to see more of. Raw hookups coming soon, trust. And finally, one last thing, I want to reiterate that the top link in the description will lead you to all of my kits where you can find my sounds, all the ones that I use. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace out.